Today I back my English Yew, which have been growing from an air layer branch for the last couple of years. It's pretty ugly at the minute, but it's growing well, so I'm not worried. At the end of the last video I'd done some pruning to promote back budding, but I can't see the results of that until next spring. So as we approach the winter here, it's stopped growing for the year and it's an evergreen, so nothing much is really going to happen colour wise. You can see here in December it's a real mess. There's just branches going in every direction, but that's totally fine for now. I'm just trying to get some vigour and get some real denseness to the foliage. I don't care if there's things going in every direction. A lot of it will be removed at a later date anyway. Normally in February I would prune the tree back, but it's actually better to prune this species in the summer. And as I just said, I'll be removing a lot of the unwanted branches at a later date, so there's no work to be done here. Although when it gets a little closer to spring, I am going to wire a few branches down. I just want the buds to start swelling so I can see them properly and make sure the wire doesn't get in the way. The ones I wire will be the start of the main structure, and the branches that I leave alone will mostly be the ones I end up removing. So it's probably going to look even messier than it does now, but that's what you gotta do. In April, I've only wired 3 or 4 branches. These are the ones I definitely want to keep. The rest are a little bit scrawny for now, so I haven't made my mind up what to do with them. But the good thing is that any branches I do remove will be deadwood, which works really well on Yews. So I'm really in no rush to remove anything, as it can just be turned into deadwood later, which will give it more character. In June you can finally see it's awake. You can see the new foliage, which is light green. Oh, and as for that bottom branch, it's staying for now, but I don't think it will stay long term. In July it's time to do some work. I'm basically just going to remove the last year's growth, which is the dark green stuff, and just leave this year's, which is the light green stuff. This is about the middle of the month, and the idea is that everywhere you remove a leaf, there can be a chance of a back bud growing there next spring. I've done this a few times already and it works really well. You don't get back buds in every spot, but you definitely get a healthy amount. You just need to do this and then one more step in about 2 weeks' time. And here it is after, where it looks pretty bare. Well, that's totally fine. Next spring these bare spots will be covered in growth. I then just did this over the rest of the tree just to make sure it equalled out all the vigour. And here it is after. It's so messy you can't even tell I've removed nearly half the foliage. And here we are about 10 days later, where I'm going to do the second step of this operation. Firstly, ignore the tip of the branch that has 3 shoots. That's a different problem for a different time. All I'm going to do here is just go around and prune all of this year's growth back. You just need to leave about 6 sets of needles at each shoot and that'll be fine. Then in spring you'll see all back buds all over the place. It's as easy as that, and of course I'll just repeat this across the whole tree. And here it is after, still looking like nothing special, but one day it will be. And here it is now, where there's no change. We won't see any action from this until spring next year. Then all those back buds will start popping. Thanks for watching, see you next time.